Dabba 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 da. Lupin the vlog. Rain, rain, go away, come again some other day. Because rainy afternoons are dangerous is the 6th episode of the Lupin the Third series. Like the episode's title implies, it starts off on a dark and stormy night. Lupin runs inside for shelter when Jigen notices on his back there's a note that says, "Help me!" in women's handwriting, they note. Suddenly there's a knock at the door. A man approaches them, saying that he was coming to pick them up from his employer. The man's name is Kids Meal. I would have liked a mighty Kids Meal myself. Lupin decides to check it out because, hey, if it's a beautiful lady, then hey, why not get a little win-win in this situation? Turns out that the lovely lady is our, of course, lovely lady Fujiko, who asks Lupin a very peculiar request. She shows Lupin a man who looks rather dumbfounded and says that he's been like that for about 6 months now. Lupin asks what Fujiko's connection is to this man, and she says, "I'm just his maid." Well, if you're his maid, then shouldn't you know who this man is? Why do you need Lupin to investigate this man's identity? You see, the reason why she wants him to do this is because the man has amnesia from prior to 6 months. But shouldn't she still know who this man is? Anything? Lupin's on a walk with Jigen talking over this investigation that he's been forced into, when all of a sudden a car speeds up from nowhere and starts shooting at them. Lupin gets out of the way and they pull a rather unique maneuver where Jigen shoots a hole in the car's back bumper and Lupin throws a dagger with an attached dynamite stick on the end of it, blowing up the car and probably not killing anybody in there because, again, Miyazaki and Takahata have hands in this. Lupin goes to the doctor to get his wound treated when the doctor notices the picture Lupin has of the asthmatic man. Amnesiastic, and the man who forgot everything. You see, a friend of the doctor's, who is also a doctor, had worked on this man about 6 months back, but hasn't been seen since. Turns out the man is a mafia boss known as the Phantom Weasel. Everyone beware! Well, geez, it was a good thing that Lupin came across that doctor that just so happened to know another doctor who worked on this guy. Otherwise, I don't know how he would find out who this guy was. With this new information in hand, Jigen and Lupin go to Fujiko to confront her about this information because, come on, she's gotta know a lot more than what she's letting on. Unfortunately, it was Weasel Stomping Day, and they find that Phantom Weasel has passed away due to a heart attack. Weasel Stomping Day! While confronting Fujiko with this information, Jigen hears someone at the door. And Lupin opening it, they discover that it was the assailant in the car. Told you he didn't die. This assailant is called Mauling Dragon, or Dragon for short. And he was the right-hand man of the boss, Phantom Weasel. Turns out 6 months back, the boss had some surgery done on him. Phantom Weasel actually had this machine in his mansion which suppresses memory. And he wanted him and the doctor to go in this machine to suppress his memory until about a half a year later where he would receive his memory back again. Okay, why? The doctor freaks out and tries to escape, so Mauling Dragon just mauls him down with an assault rifle or machine gun. Probably a Tommy gun by the sound of it. The mob boss Phantom Weasel makes Dragon promise that he will make sure nobody will get his memories back until half a year is up. Well, unfortunately, that half a year is up, and so is Phantom Weasel. When Phantom Weasel mentions that the body's gonna be cremated, Fujiko gets like, "What? No!" Dragon chases after her in the car, and they're both speeding off into the distance. Lupin and Jigen decide to get a gang together to try to track down the body to see what's inside that old stiff. The gang that they get together is a rather odd assortment. First, it's Dragon, who surprisingly joined up with Lupin and crew. Turns out that he wasn't able to track down Fujiko, apparently. And another newcomer that I don't know if we ever see again, and he hasn't betrayed Lupin yet, so I don't know if we'll see this guy again, but he's known as Iron Rock Hammer. Stop! Hammer time! And one would think that his special talent would be strength, but no, he's actually quite quick and light on his feet. He can jump really high up, and also he can put dynamite all over you before you can even blink. Overall, the guy is a very generic looking dude. He's got a red suit, kind of balding head, kind of a very matter-of-fact personality. As far as I could tell, he only got like a couple of lines in the entire episode. But to make sure that there are no spies among them, Lupin has each of them say a part of a password. But when he gets to Jigen tries to pull it off like, hey, come on, you know me, I'm always by your side. Lupin's like, no, we're doing everybody. Now when I say ha, you say... Turns out this Jigen was a spy, though it's a little jarring at first to see Jigen being shut down. You know? They confront Fujiko about it, showing the body. Apparently the spy was Kid's Meal, who has had his last Kid's Meal. Should have had a mighty Kid's Meal, but apparently Jigen was captured off screen, and Lupin has Fujiko release Jigen from captivity, I guess? But Fujiko pulls one over Lupin in summoning the police coroner to escort the dead body of Weasel out to the police station to get an autopsy on him. So Fujiko and his new gang of posse men have to try to get the body from the police without them knowing and discover what's inside Phantom Weasel's body. Zenigata is also in this episode, but he doesn't have really much to do here. He's just kind of the, oh, big brother's watching. So, through a pretty interesting way of redirecting the traffic of the police squad cars, Lupin and Jigen are able to get inside the car and discover what is inside the boss's body is a huge-ass diamond about yay big, size of an eyeball or a ping pong ball. They get the diamond, they get out of the police car just in time for the intersection, and everything seems to be looking good, but then Dragon double crosses them, throwing the diamond to Fujiko, which of course he was in cahoots with her. Probably got something good from her, if you know what I mean. Lucky bastard. Jigen shoots Dragon as he's escaping. Fujiko unfortunately escapes away along with the treasure, marking the first time that Fujiko gets away with the treasure and gets to keep it for herself. And the episode ends as it begins on a dark, stormy night. This one is a fun one, but at the same time it's a what the hell is going on? There's a lot of things that don't quite make sense, like why did Fujiko want Lupin to discover the amnesiac man's identity when she probably already knew his identity and probably knew what was inside of him, which was the big diamond of Shangri-La? If she knew who the man was, because she would have had to know who he was before, like she wouldn't have had any interest in this mob boss now turn forget-me-nots unless she didn't know and wanted Lupin to find out, so then that she could use that information to find out more on this guy. But to go into this without any sort of information or like, you know, intrigue, like what was she after in the first place? If she didn't know that the diamond was inside this guy's stomach, why did she become his maid to get close to him so that she could get the diamond? I don't even. Why was Dragon so quick to double cross Lupin and Jigen? I mean, well, I can understand. I mean, if it was that good, you know, I would say any guy would be willing to do anything if persuaded enough by Fujiko. Oh wait, that was a wrong gesture. Persuaded enough by Fujiko. Zenigata is pretty much useless in this episode, serving no real interesting plot point or character development. He's just there as the man. It is nice to see Fujiko get a hold of the treasure for once, even though sometimes she can be a little bit of a backstabbing bitch, but you know, that's why we love her. We have a strange relationship with her right now. Plus, there are a lot of scenes that are kind of a little awkwardly placed, like when the fake Jigen gets shot up. I mean, I know they wanted the audience to kind of feel like, whoa, 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 what's going on here? Type thing, but it was just, what? And there's another thing, like, why did Fujiko have Kizumiel spy on Lupin? Like, did she need him? I still don't understand. Did she need Lupin's guidance to figure out who this mob boss is if she already knew who this mob boss is but didn't know what was inside of him? Like, if that was the reason why she got close to him, because the mob boss made himself forget for the past 6 months, or forget everything before the 6 months that he's been alive before he died, or like, this one just makes my head hurt. Tell me what you guys think of this vlog. Comment below. I love hearing your comments, even from non-Lupin fans. Subscribe to me on YouTube and Dailymotion, where I post up my reviews, now in HD, fully restored, and with all new videos coming out every Monday on my YouTube channel. Also, check me out on Twitter, where I'll post MangaMan updates, as well as favorited videos from YouTube and other such little anime news tidbits. And as always, you can also check me out on the Equinimation site Radio is Magic, where me and my cohorts on our podcast, Equinimation, talk about animes that we've been watching, or talk about bad animes that we wish we hadn't seen. As always, this is the MangaMan, signing off.